Welcome to Oops All Segments, the very best podcast hitting your eardrums at this very moment. I'm Kevin.
Are you cold? Kevin's bundled up the second that we started.
No, I'm just cosplaying today.
This is some inside joke that I'm not privy to.
I think internet sleuths. There's people are looking for an adjuster of sorts, and I sort of wanted to evoke a sort of sense of dread.
Dressed as the United CEO assassin. Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
yes,
the vibe
dressed
I'm
as.
Yeah.
I mean,
dressed as.
You don't need to hide your identity. He is the most beloved man in history, I would say.
Yeah, his podcast would be much more popular than ours.
In all of America.
Well, one, but...
Well, yeah.
He had one. Now it's 10-0.
Yeah.
Good bit, Kevin. It's glad that you just had that in your closet. We're here with two very special guests who I'm just meeting for this first time. But the first one is an improviser, actor, and comedian, Kareem Badr. Welcome, Kareem.
Hello.
And also from Paralellogramophonograph, we have Valerie Ward. Welcome, Valerie.
100% you pronounced Kareem's last name wrong, even though he told you how to say it properly.
Did I?
That's fine.
Yeah, Badra. But it's okay.
Yes. It was like 75% right.
Badra. Sorry.
Yeah, but 100%.
I Googled the pronunciation
evil.
after you told me to make sure it was right, and it was wrong. So don't trust the Google AI.
Oh.
I didn't want to ask a second time. That felt rude, and I figured no one's going to call me out. I mean, Kevin leaves me to introduce his fucking friends. I didn't even want to do this episode, so it's kind of annoying.
What do you mean you didn't want to do the episode?
Yeah. And you dress up as an assassin, and I'm the one who's in fucking trouble. So let's start the show. What's going on with everyone? Who's having a good time? Fun stuff.
Yeah. What's going on with you folks? I don't know. Let's check in with Kareem. Kareem, what's going on? What's new with you?
Nothing. We were talking about this a little bit. I'm kind of finished recovering from having spent 3 days in the Disney World in Florida,
the world of Disney,
which is very exhausting because I went with my sister's family, and my sister is she's not type A, but she's a theater teacher in high school and is very
we
regimented. So there was a plan for every day, and that plan involved waking up at 5:30 in the morning and getting to the park before it opened. So we were doing 24,000 steps a day, 12 hours a day at these parks.
You are working harder than I have in any day of my life on this trip.
It was a lot. It was fun, but it was like a blur. But it was good.
That is really maximizing.
What was the highlight ride or experience or
So we did the Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars stuff, which was really cool because I'd wanted to do that forever. And
sure,
I was a Star Wars geek way back when, so that was pretty cool. Getting to walk onto the Millennium Falcon was pretty sweet. That was pretty cool. And honestly, the other really cool thing was the Ratatouille ride at Epcot.
All right.
It's a very traditional. It's like a modern version of the traditional Disney rides where you sit in a big car and it takes you around and you see some stuff, right? But it was a combination of 3D stuff on screens, but and then actual physical stuff they made. So you're the perspective of a rat, scurrying around the kitchen and in the walls. And
do you get to go under Linguini's hat?
Well, you don't go under the hat. You go under the oven and it turns on and they blast hot air on you. So it's just
wow, that's cool.
It was
okay.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Did you get to live for a day
I feel
like
all
Thomas does?
The modern what?
Just because you're sort of a rat man.
I'm not.
I'm a rat.
Okay. The modern Disney thing is that blend of augmented reality with physical stuff. Do you have thoughts on that? I'm a practical effects person, but they can do it in a cool way. I liked the new sort of modern Mickey Mouse ride at Disneyland, which you go through the wall of a theater and then you sort of experience a cartoon live.
I mean, in the parks,
cool.
they do it so well. They're doing the best of all the versions of it to really make it super immersive and make that the sort of the blending of the virtual sort of screen stuff and the physical stuff pretty seamless. It is They are very good at what they do.
Yeah.
Right. That, I mean, if anywhere is going to convince you it's awesome, it will be Disney, right? They'll be the ones to do it.
Yeah.
And
So
Valerie, what is going on in your life?
Well, I just got back to New York. I was in Austin actually for about a week and a half for the Thanksgiving break, and just like getting geared up for getting back to
getting turkeyed up and geared up to return back to New York.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's that. You know, did you have like a traditional big Thanksgiving dinner? Thomas cooked his own, and he was bragging about it last episode.
I cooked a turkey for the first time.
Wow, yeah.
And today I was a
It was
turkey
like
for
it
the first
wasn't
time because I mispronounced. Sorry, I didn't realize that I would become one so quickly after making one. Please continue, Valerie. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh yeah. Dinner was not big, but it was traditional turkey and
do you have a
dressing
favorite
and
turkey side dish?
I like green bean
that's
casserole,
a unique poll.
And also mashed potatoes. You can never go wrong
what
with
does the
mashed
rooms
potatoes.
read on sweet potato pie? Yeah,
Good.
I would go
I'm
for
saying no,
over
big
it.
thumbs
I would go
down.
for pumpkin over it. We had an amazing sweet potato dish at my Friendsgiving with some like ground up pecans, and it was very nice.
Right. I had sweet potato pie for the first time ever this Thanksgiving, or this like most recent Thanksgiving, and it was only okay. I was really excited because I love marshmallows, and I was like, this is only okay. Yeah.
Oh, that thing with like all the melted marshmallows on top? Oh, no.
Yeah, okay. So it's getting a thumbs
down.
down from everyone, it seems like. Yeah.
Yeah, I have very specific thoughts on pie, and I tend to not like a lot of the Thanksgiving, not custardy, but like anything that's not a fruit pie. I'm just like, no, not super into it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I like, how do you feel about key lime? Because that feels like
key lime is a bit of an exception. But it's I have to be in a very specific key lime mood. Someone's like, you want a piece of pie? And they hand me key lime. I'm like, well, that's I'm not having pie. I'm having key lime pie. You know?
Right. Yeah. It's like
it's like cheesecake, key lime pie, lemon. Yeah. Like they're all kind of in that same
custard-esque energy to the pies.
I'm gonna say it. I think we use the word pie too liberally. What is this category of food? There are things so different from one another that if they were to meet in the wild, they would not even speak the same language.
Meet in the wild? You're talking about like a cobbler running
Imagine
into like
a key lime pie trying to talk to a cobbler. It would be like a lion trying to understand a man.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really like. It's just, it feels like you're sort of imbuing these. There's
even
like an
the
animated movie?
Imagineers at Disney couldn't
do it. They couldn't do it.
Fathom a 5-minute dialogue between a peanut butter butterscotch pie and a freaking apple.
One of my favorite server interactions I had years ago in Austin. So I have thoughts and feelings about pie, and one of my sort of pet peeves was that restaurants in Austin very frequently would have like seasonal fruit pie on the menu. And I never got a fruit pie if I ordered it or asked what it was. And there was one time I went and I saw seasonal fruit pie. I'd had this rant for a while, and I saw seasonal fruit pie on a menu at a place, and I looked at the waitress and said, "What's the seasonal fruit pie?" And she looked at me without any trace of irony and said, "Peanut butter and jelly cheesecake." And I was just like, what are you doing to me? Why?
Jelly is a fruit derivative. Yeah.
What is happening?
We went to a pumpkin patch this year, and they had a pie where it wouldn't say what fruits were in it. It just said like fruits pie. No.
That also seems insane.
They had those too. But if you wanted, you could get like a mystery fruit pie.
I don't want that.
It's not like fruit cake, which is like a thing that's like distinctive. Yeah, no, that's very weird. T, is there anything going on in your life, man?
So I have a question for the group. I just went to a wedding, and it was a nice wedding. Nothing against the, it was a very lovely event, and I've been to a lot of weddings in my life. And I think that there is a fundamental problem with the typical wedding, and I would love to hear if people have thoughts on this. Because there's a schedule for a wedding, and I feel like there's always a dip and the post-dinner mid-DJ dance period where you're like, every wedding, this part is the same. It's basically the same music. It lasts for quite a while. Everyone's a little too full, so it's hard to keep even drinking at that point because you've just finished dinner. And there is just a dip where I feel like people are dancing more out of obligation that they're genuinely having a good time. Where it's
I hear what you're saying.
You know,
I see where you're going with this, and I agree. We should standardize wedding naps.
That is wedding nap.
A little siesta.
Wedding nap time. You are 100% right.
You need something to inject energy into the last act of a wedding. I feel
I hear where you're going. Wedding cocaine. That is.
I guess that's what. Yeah, I forgot that people have invented this. This has already been solved.
I mean.
But I don't know, right? It's like, other than dancing, shouldn't there be a second activity, just something that you can do to kind of refresh interest?
Like
cornhole and like
yes,
ladder golf.
I was thinking darts, some like skee ball.
I've been to a couple weddings in the last year that have been really great because they've sort of foregone that typical structure, and they've been kind of like dinner, cocktail hour, dancing, and the cocktail hour is the speech time. I feel like this is where you get the speech is in. Yes, it's a drain. Ideally, a good wedding is not like speech heavy, right?
Unless I disagree. I really like wedding speeches. Not always, of course, sometimes. But
how many weddings have you gone to? Most people hate the speeches
really?
of a wedding.
I feel like, okay, of course there's cliches, but there's something to me incredibly moving about wedding speeches because it's usually people that are not public speakers talking about the most important person in their life and just doing their best. It's like kind of this like triumph of human connection. I genuinely feel this way. I love wedding speeches.
I think that's you've made a good case. How do you folks feel?
You know, I always was like the speeches are the most boring part, but you know,
it is hard to say that after he said that it's like,
I bet you're starting to reconsider I'll tell you about me now, huh?
The best wedding I ever went to, we didn't know it was a wedding. The couple was like, we already eloped. We just want to have a party to celebrate. So everyone showed up.
That's cool.
They got their food right away, got their drinks right away. We're sitting at their tables. There's none of that. I think the thing I don't like about wedding ceremonies is that you have to sit in those uncomfortable chairs in a row and just but this was like very casual. It was like everyone at tables. It was outdoors. It was a beautiful night. And then they were like, we're just going to, we're going to do a couple little speeches because, and then they're like, actually, surprise, we're not married yet. We're going to get married right here, right now. But we all got to stay at our tables and like eat our nachos while they got married.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that.
I think that's it. Like you need some kind of surprise, like something that comes out that you aren't expecting because weddings are so predictable. You know the structure, like we've all seen it. You need just something to, whoa, I didn't know we were going to do this.
I think like a lot of activities. I mean, our friends of the show, previous guests, Quinn and Mo, they got married this year, and they had like a Lego set that was like a replica of the wedding hall, and you could build yourself and put yourself in the wedding hall, and there was like a ton of board games, and like a crossword or not a crossword. What do you call words? No. What's the one with the boxes? It's a crossword. It was a crossword. It was a crossword. Good God. And I just thought like having
what's
like
the one with the boxes, huh?
Yeah.
Thomas, not all of us went to Oxford, okay?
That's right. The one with the oxes.
That's right. I think wedding speeches are great. Given what you said, Thomas. But I do think wedding speeches there needs to be an MC who knows how to politely like, okay, wrap it up.
We need like Oscar music for
there's never a wedding where there's
speeches.
at least one speech that like goes past its expiration date.
Right. I think we need like a version of wedding music that's like the Oscars,
to
right?
play them off. Yeah.
Here comes the bride again, as they are just like taking too long. But
now that I know your stance, Kevin, you certainly will not be asked to speak at my wedding.
No, wait. I just because I think they're bad doesn't mean I like. And also,
would you try to do
be
a good job, or would you write it and be like, yawn? I know I have to. It's kind of boring. It's kind of my
Could you
least
imagine
favorite
if
part.
I phoned it in? I do a speech at your wedding, and I just fucking phoned
I have
it in.
100 podcast episodes as evidence of what that would seem like.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sorry, Kevin. What are you doing? What's going on in your world?
Oh man, I may have even brought this up before. Kara and I only work through a handful of TV shows at a time because I wish I watched more movies. Kara and I spend a lot of our downtime after we're done working at the restaurant and doing whatever else it is that we're doing. We don't usually spend so we have like one like short half-hour show usually that we go through, and then we have one like longer show that's usually closer to like 45 to an hour long. And the show that but sometimes like a new exciting show will come out that's only going to do like 8 episodes, so it will like supersede the current show. Anyway, our baseline show that we're in like season 3 of now, I think, has been Desperate Housewives for a very long time.
I remember Desperate Housewives.
And it's compelling, it's interesting, it's very funny. It's not without its issues, but it's there was an episode, we had an episode that was so freaking heartbreaking last night. I was in like absolute tears, sobbing my ass off as Ava Longoria screaming at the police to not take away her newly adopted child. Yeah. I was a mess, and I was like,
you were teary hatcher.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to send shouts out to the Solis family because they're really problematically, like their behaviors as characters are terrible, but I felt really sorry for them. So,
yeah, that episode that good, it was even not long enough, Goria. I'm sorry, the first one was better.
What are you doing today?
I'm just trying to impress our guests.
What the fuck is going on?
With my witty repartee.
Okay. Should we spin the wheel?
Up until I checked their website, I didn't even know there were genres. I thought it was just movies, man.
You didn't understand.
We invented the concept of the genre.
Right.
We did.
Thomas,
yeah, we were like, hey, there seem to be a lot of movies that happen in space.
So
there also seem to be a lot of movies where somebody dies.
This is the shit that's like on another level. Like, you guys are truly doing 4-dimensional chess.
What?
Like, because I would just go to a Blockbuster and I was like, how do I even find the shit I'm looking for in this place?
You just like alphabetically listed all the movies in Blockbuster. Just no genre. I love that.
They're
Thomas,
all
let's spin the wheel.
They're all under M for movie.
But except the French one.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
Let's get the show started in earnest.
20 minutes in here.
Spin the wheel. Woo! Okay, Taboo. Participants must play Taboo with each other. Have you ever played the board game Taboo?
I haven't. I don't remember.
Yeah, I love it.
I know it's a game that comes out at parties when people don't know what else to do. I don't remember how it works.
Nice, man. Nice.
It's about that time, isn't it? So I've found a free Play Taboo page, which the clue giver can have. And I guess, do we all guess together? I think that's how it should work, right?
Yeah, I feel like one person should. Yeah, it's like we should maybe just round.
The default 60 seconds, you got the word you're trying to get people to guess at the top, and you have 5 words you can't say beneath it. Now, we don't have anyone looking over your shoulder, so it's kind of scout's honor on this one.
Mm-hmm. Should we...
But let me send this into the private chat.
You send the link into the private chat. So, folks, if you're looking in StreamYard, you should be able to see a private chat on the right-hand side. And Thomas has just put a link to this Taboo page, which will help you, like, once you hit play, it will do that. But we'll each go around the horn here.
Yeah. Speaking of that, someone's car alarm is going off outside.
Is that your house?
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I
I'm sorry. Why don't I go first, because I've got the site up, and I'll see
Sure.
if I can get y'all to guess a few in 60 seconds. If Kevin, you can keep score, let me know how I do.
Yeah.
Okay. If I open the page, does that mean
No,
I
I
already
think it should be
I think it's
random.
different for each of
or
us.
is it
Yeah.
I hope so.
random? Okay.
Okay, so I'm just trying to guess. So this is like, this score would be for you, right? The amount that we get correct is like kudos to you. Your points.
But
Gotcha.
maybe we could do a collective. I mean, we could see who does the best. Anyway,
Right.
It'll be great. Okay, we're gonna start 60 seconds on the clock, beginning in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this would be the page or the sheepskin kind of degree you might get when you finish a college, kind of, but it's more
Diploma.
general than that.
Degree?
It would be like to show that you did something.
Certificate?
Yes, certificate.
Certificate.
Nice. Okay, this would be if you said just the right word, I would say that's it.
Precise?
Sort of like that, yeah, but you're being even more than that.
Specific?
I think
Accurate?
I heard exact. Yes, okay.
Exact. Yeah.
Okay, this is shove your fist in the air at the top of the steps. This movie.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Philadelphia. Boxing.
Yeah, it was Rocky. Okay, I'm gonna make a smiley face skull on a brick surface outside.
Graffiti.
Kind of, but this is the thing you would use to do that. Yes, spray paint.
Spray
Okay,
paint.
and this is the opposite of Republican. Oh crap! It was liberal. I ran out of time.
Okay, you got 4 there, T-Bone.
4. Okay, nice work, everyone. Thank you. That was
Nice
good.
work, everyone. Okay. Should we just go clockwise, Valerie? Would you like to go
Yes,
next?
Valerie, you're up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This is like playing
Code
Codenames, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love code names. Okay. All
Yes.
right. Ready? Okay. She is married to the head of a country,
Queen.
a monarchy. Yes. Nothing rhymes with this. Yep.
Very good.
Right now, this is
Century.
the 21st.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I am on a
Hot streak.
Everyone,
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
What the fuck? You two are crazy.
When you need to know information,
Looking,
you should
Research?
You need it from somebody
interview?
specific. So you
Ask.
Question.
but what do you say in an interview?
Ah.
Question, yes. What do you
Strainer?
cook pasta with?
Oh.
Oh, no, sorry. I
Okay.
said cook.
Did that take your time out? Or are we still going?
Okay.
Okay, there we go. 5.
That was done.
Boom.
That was it.
Nice.
That's pretty good. That hot streak one was insane.
Was it hot? Actually, hot streak or was it streak?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Still
streak.
crazy.
Streak.
Still crazy.
That's called dabbing mid-round. Just like, I am really good at this. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
All right. Kareem,
so-
shall we?
Yeah, let me open it up. What do we got? Okay,
It's a
so-
virus, by the way. It will infect your computer with malware. We'll sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. This is a thing children play where
Hopscotch.
Hula hoop.
it's a type of tabletop thing.
Air hockey.
And
board
yeah,
game.
but
Game?
it involves 2 objects. One
Ping
makes
pong.
you go up and one makes you slide down.
Snakes and ladders.
Yeah, that's the
Streets and
one.
ladders.
They're made of wax and
Candle?
Sculpture.
Candles.
You can draw things on paper
crayon.
with them.
Crayon.
Yeah. Blank and geeks,
Freaks.
Except
the singular version.
Freaks.
freak.
Yeah.
Freak.
You have a house in your backyard that you use
shed.
to put this
Garage.
relationship. She stays. Yeah, that's the one.
Mother-in-law. unit.
Wrangler.
Jeans.
Yeah.
Jeans.
That's
What?
it. Out of time.
Wait,
Oh, there we go.
what was the
5
last one?
again.
Jeep?
Jeans.
Wrangler jeans.
Jeans.
I mean, actually, Jeep also would have.
That's why I was like,
Actually,
wait, why did everyone say jeans together and not Jeep? I was so confused. Okay.
We're in Texas.
I don't know what my excuse is, but yeah. All right, and then T, if you wouldn't mind just keeping a score for me.
Wait, what did Kareem
everybody, but so Kareem got 5 as well.
Oh wow! Guess it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, you're up.
We're either all very good or not very good at all.
All right. Here we go. All right. Cast. This happens at the end of a show. Yeah, exactly. Optimists say that a cup is more. Yes.
Half full.
Full. Okay. My brother's kid.
Nephew.
Niece.
Nephew.
No, that's good. It was nephew.
Niece.
Thomas, it said that my ancestry.com said that I'm biologically mostly from
India?
Yes. This is where you would find the meaning of phrases.
The dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Dictionary.
It is a quick dining place inside. But they serve tacos and other kinds.
Oh, food court.
Yes, but a brand.
Taco Bell?
Nope.
Taco Bell.
That's time. It's Chipotle. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong
You
for
got
saying
5.
that. Yeah.
Three-way tie for first, and then
Everybody.
the rest of us sort of... kind of playing catch up with the group intellectually, as it were, but that's okay. Really great job, everyone. Super
Not
fun
everybody
segment.
could go to Oxford. That's all. I just wanted to
Uh,
repeat that as like a
Yeah.
sort of a something to acknowledge. Thomas,
I
should
actually
we
find it morally reprehensible to suggest there are some words we can't say.
weird take to just start? It really sounds like you're aiming.
I object as a
You're a
as
conscientious
a long
objector
supporter
to
of
Taboo.
the ACLU. I find the game Taboo offensive.
You think that it's trying to sort of censor you or
Infringing
something?
my civil liberties, and the only reason I struggled with it was because I'm such a free speech absolutist
That's right.
that I was fighting my
sense.
own core.
Yeah.
Right.
You seem fun.
Hi, Jake.
Hey, Caitlin. We're the co-hosts of a little podcast called Gimme That D.
Did that get your attention?
It's a Disney Channel original movie breakdown podcast.
We are breaking down all of your favorite childhood movies that aired on the Disney Channel from 96 to 06, the golden age of cinema.
Duh. We are 2 F-list comedians with a lot of A-list comedian friends, and together we break down and celebrate these absolutely batshit crazy films.
So we're talking aloof parents,
Inexplicable plots.
bold cuts responsible for sexual awakenings the world over.
And we ask the hard-hitting journalistic questions like, what the fuck is this?
And could we have maybe taken a second pass at that script?
But we love them.
Oh, God, yes.
So listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
To stay in the know of what movie we're covering each week and who our guest is, follow us on Instagram at GMTDpod.
Yeah, but for real, do it.
We're back. We've returned.
It's like Zoo Crew.
Yeah, it's all happening. It's all happening. That podcast sounds fun. Folks, it's time for a segment that we did not plan, which also was the last one technically. But this one is coming from I think both Kareem and Valerie. So
Yes.
I'll just let you folks take it away. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I guess we'll call it Welcome to Vaudeville. So we would like to hear from, or discuss what act each of us would have if we were in a
I like
vaudeville
that.
show.
I like that.
Yeah, and I don't know how familiar everyone is with vaudeville. So I have a Wikipedia
That's great.
article up.
I mean, even the uninitiated listeners, even if Thomas and I were experts, which
Yes.
we aren't.
Off?
Yeah. So vaudeville was a kind of variety show between the late 19th, early 20th century. And there were a lot of different separate unrelated acts, each featuring a different type of performance, including classical and popular music, comedy, dance, animal acts, magic and illusions, female and male impersonators, acrobatic and athletic feats, and one-act plays or scenes from plays, lectures, minstrels, or even short films in the later part of the. So, yeah.
Off the cuff, I think I would be little boy who is beaten up by his father, a la Buster Keaton. I think that would just be a great fit for me. Being hurled across the ring or against the wall by my dad, I think that is would something be that I could really deliver on.
Would it be a real father-son act? Like it's your actual father or somebody?
If neither of us is particularly athletic, so I might have to do some stagecraft
your
magic
frail
to
father
make it
and your frail body
that
together.
He's kind of spinning me around like Bowser at the end of Mario 64 and then hurling me head first into a brick wall. But that I think I could play up the injuries like a football player in Europe, and it would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty great.
Lots of pratfalling. Yeah. And
I love that you know the origin of Buster Keaton, which of course people listening who don't know, he started out in vaudeville as the small child of a family act, and he was called Buster because they would just throw him into shit.
That is incredible. And it's sort of, it speaks to what I was gonna like. The thing that it made me think of immediately when you brought this up, Valerie, was like recently I was talking to my girlfriend Kara about some of the things I originally did when I was in middle school, and I used to do a lot of jackass stunts when I was in middle school. I was heavily inspired by Bam Margera and Jackass and all the other sort of Johnny Knoxville-esque insanity stunts at home kind of stuff. And I realized later on that it was probably because my parents had only been able to support certain elements of me performing and not others, and I got a lot of attention doing these like jackass stunts. And it was like early stages of performing that I was like, if I had just had improv in middle school, I probably wouldn't have like broken my pinky and like, you know. But
Kevin, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I remember we have shown your video of you getting hit in the head with a skateboard at your Jackass on the show. Have we ever shown my worst hit in the nuts video from early YouTube?
Never.
Because I too have an origin of needing attention desperately and only knowing how to get it by hurting myself.
Yeah, so like I was thinking
I'll save it for the end of this segment, but that'll be a preview. Keep watching on YouTube, and we'll show this after the vaudeville discussion.
But yeah, so I think the thing I would probably try to do is something kind of similar to what Thomas was saying with his father, but like sort of a pratfally farce kind of act. I like the idea of doing some like interesting. I loved like when you'd see somebody like walk their way up a ladder, and then all of a sudden they're on this ladder and they've like got a balance beam and they're tumbling over it. I like falling and it looking accidental, but actually being like controlled and safe. Because I am now an adult, and if I was to do anything I did when I was in like grade 8, I would be hurting for like 2 weeks to 8 months of recovery after I did any of those things. I tied a computer chair to a bicycle and drove it into a curb. It was not like a good idea.
Amazing.
Yeah.
My answer is, I'm sure Val will know. You can guess immediately, and there's a background to it. So I think realistically, I would probably be in a comedy duo. But what I would love to be doing would be the guy with the elephant. And this comes from
with the elephant.
Well, because there used to be animal acts, and this comes from the fact that PGraph years and years ago we played a festival in Providence, and it was in a very old theater that had started its life as a vaudeville theater, which was like a treat for us to get to, like, for me anyway, to get to see this. And like they took us backstage to what was now like the workshop. Like, but this was the original stage for the vaudeville. When it was a vaudeville theater, you can like look down and see the old floorboards, and they're like, and that big door, that's that big because vaudeville often had elephant acts, so they needed to bring the elephant in. And looking back at it now, they were probably just talking out of their ass, and it was just a load-in door. But they seemed to sincerely think like that was for the elephant. And it was only just now that realizing, I was like, you know what? that wasn't for an elephant, because vaudeville was like a touring show, and now I'm just imagining like, what is the story of the guy who
riding the elephant
tours
down.
with his elephant?
Kareem, you know what else is a touring show?
Yeah,
a circus.
They put all those elephants in.
But the circus has like the infrastructure and their own dedicated train cars. Like, I'm imagining this guy
maybe they had like an elephant exchange.
Just imagine like a story of a guy like going around the circuit trying to figure out how to keep his elephant hidden. You know,
anyway. No, not until the show, folks. Not until the show. Yeah.
Basically living the life of a vagrant while tending to a noble beast with huge appetite requirements. Hard.
Yeah, you have a literally massive responsibility, but that's
But maybe if each town has its own elephant, you just show up and you use like the town's elephant.
You rent the elephant.
Yeah. You have to have an elephant guy in every major city. Yeah. Everyone needs an elephant guy. What about you, Valerie? You must have something.
Oh, yeah. I think I would be kind of like a musical comedy one-person band kind of setup, where like, you know, do comedic songs mostly on ukulele, but I'd also have like a slide whistle and like cymbals on my knees and to do like little sound effects.
I was thinking about this. I had a feeling you would say it would be something musical, but I remember that there was a category of vaudeville acts that would be basically a girl in a swing who would like sing songs like wear like a very like fancy frilly dress or something and like sing songs and play an instrument. Like that would just be it. Right. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I would do.
It's less work than having the outfit with all the other stuff. Yeah.
Kareem, do you remember in Austin the old San Francisco steakhouse? And they would have a girl in a swing
at a steakhouse?
It was a weird place. It was like an old. I mean, it looked like a Western town, like saloon, but it was like.
And to be clear, this was in Austin, and it was called the San Francisco Steakhouse.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because it was this idea of like Gold Rush era saloon.
Kind of like the Canadian company Boston Pizza.
Yeah. Started in Boston. No,
it did not start in Boston.
No, started in Saskatchewan, I think, by somebody who went to Boston and liked the pizza they ate.
It was not based on Boston in any way. They just picked a random word.
That's insane. Yeah. That's insane. Before you show this video, T, I just want to mention that there's a disclaimer here. Folks, you're about to see some serious violence and hear some serious violence if you're a podcast listener. So please just make sure that you're ready for that. I don't remember if I've ever seen this. I don't know if I have. I'm excited.
Okay, we're gonna pull it up here.
Is it taking you time? Do I need to shtick more? No,
the
good.
Worst hit in the balls.
Oh my god, the resolution. So first off, let me just set the scene here for the listening.
This was filmed on like a Motorola Crazer, I believe.
Yeah. And it looks to be a swing set. And Thomas, I'm assuming that's you.
Yeah, and the yellow sweatshirt.
Is wearing a yellow sweatshirt and
70,000 views, guys.
Holy shit!
Good. 16 years ago.
Better than any of our podcast episodes. And he's sort of standing on the swing set, standing on the swing itself, like the seat of the swing, with his one hand bracing himself on a bar. And yeah, that's all. I'll
it's 16 seconds. So here we go. Let's watch this. My vaudeville act submission tape.
Oh, you're holding yourself up and you're suspending your oh! So you sort of held himself up and then dropped himself groin first onto the
sort of legs open onto the swing. Really to at the time impress a girl who I liked.
No, it didn't work.
I don't think it did. You're right. Come to think of it, we never connected romantically. Now that you mention it.
Wow, man, that is.
But I was like, I'm the funny one in the group. Look what I can do.
You know what women love is men who have voluntarily mangled their cheeks.
Yeah, they love voluntary castration. I will say, now that I think of it, it's actually far more pathetic even than you're thinking. And I know what you're assuming. How's that possible? I believe that my friend had injured himself earlier that day maybe hit himself in a funny way, and the group laughed really hard. And then me in my pathetic like teenage mind was like, well, I can one up this. I'll just intentionally hurt myself to really get the spotlight back on me. And so it was really depraved.
Minus the pain element, this is not that far off from why many performers, or at least people in comedy, become performers.
Yeah.
Like, I got attention and people loved me for a brief moment. I would like that brief moment back.
That was it. When my parents found out, because I had like videos upon videos of me doing all these stupid stunts, and when my parents found out, they first off, they made me delete all of them, which was terrible and stupid. But outside of that, they were like, why did you do this? And I was like, because people paid attention to me and they laughed. And that was it. Like, and that was so true. That's still why I do it. Like, I still go on stage and do jokes. And if an improv scene calls for it, I might hurt myself on stage. Yeah. We used to do an improv show called The Ultimate Actor's Nightmare, where we would do a long form scene, but then a director would introduce various sort of tasks, obstacles. Like we would have to do the scene while standing on Lego in our socks, or we would have to do the scene like while we were getting hit with a water gun, or while eating beans, and like one of the beans had hot peppers in them, but then it turned out all the beans had hot peppers in them, and it was like, you know, silly things like that. And that was sort of the same thing as just doing the Jackass. Sure. Like it's just me getting to do it on a stage with like, you know, when people paid for it. So yeah.
Do you guys ever incorporate, have you ever done pain-prov? I know that's like a short form thing sometimes with mouse traps or clothespins or anything
We've done
like
mousetrap, but the dirty secret about mousetrap is that it doesn't hurt, and also like bumping into them springs them. If people really were serious about that, they'd do rat trap, but then they'd have broken toes.
Or bear trap.
The stage. Please wait while we set the stage up with dozens of bears.
Trying to do a scene, just oh my god! So anyway, what were you saying, Dad, about my school report?
And the real joke is that they think they're playing mousetrap, and then you set up.
So you're just Jigsaw at that point. You're just Jigsaw for improv.
No, I haven't done a lot of the sort of extreme pain prov.
Have you ever done?
Yeah, one of our friends did direct a show that was based on Double Dare, so it was like kind of
Double Dare like Fear Factor
challenge, grossed out.
What is Double Dare? I don't think I've seen that. Maybe it's American.
Oh, it was a show on Nickelodeon. It was like, well, I mean, I was just surprised because you can't do that on television.
No.
That's a Canadian show. Okay, never mind. Unrelated. But anyway, it's like where it was just like kind of a gross like kids competition show, but there were things where like there was like a giant nose and you had to put your hand
like,
up the nostril and it was all gooey to like find a clue and then like
okay, yeah.
Exactly.
Is a good parallel. The Nickelodeon Gas Network was my favorite growing up. They had all these weird game shows like and Guts was their sort of American
Guts.
Gladiators version for kids.
I
loved to see Aggro Crag.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you had ever done, and this is a very bleak genre, but like a Saw or like Hostel, like the torture porn genre in your... I know that's maybe not going to draw an audience as I'm saying it, but...
No, it would. I think it actually would.
Well, actually, it really would. It would draw the wrong audience, perhaps.
Yeah, it's too... I mean, just taking the question very, very literally and seriously, it's too reliant on the physical... effects.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't be able to properly replicate on stage. And also like film is like gets to like zoom in on a thing and like you have to see this portion of it, and stage
and it can cut away in ways that are like more there's a lot going on.
It's a little like what you described, the actor's nightmare, Kevin, where we could have done that and cranked it up just a little of its like improv with Jigsaw who's trying to like torture you while you do it. That's kind of what
we could have reskinned it that way and it would have been the same show. It just would have had that aesthetic.
Anyway, why don't we do one more segment to wrap up?
Sure. Should we go to the wheel again, T?
Let's spin the old wheel.
Boom. we doing?
The letter of the law. Participants each lose a letter determined at random and must hold a conversation without using their letter. If a participant uses their letter, they must slap themselves.
Oh my God. Well, if you haven't done Painprov before.
Have you ever done Painprov? Well, now it's all coming up different here. Okay, so I'll do a random letter generator. If it does come up as Q or something, I am going to spin it again. So hopefully it'll be some... here, let me get 4 random letters. Okay, these are all, I would say, common enough. In fact, one is incredibly common, so I'm going to give it to you, Kevin. O. You cannot use the letter O.
Nice.
For myself, I can't use the letter D. Valerie, you get the letter L. And Kareem, you will get the letter U. So is there a subject that we would like to converse in without these letters?
Yeah, should we think about, I mean, we were talking about genres and movies and stuff. We could just talk about if anyone's seen a good flick lately.
So just chat movies, movie recommendations.
Yeah.
Has it started?
Oh, we've started. Yeah, I didn't know.
What was yours?
Mine is the letter after C.
Okay. Got it.
A movie I quite enjoy is known as All That Heaven Allows, which is by Douglas Sirk. It's a melodrama.
I haven't seen it. What's it about?
I haven't either.
It is about a woman of age whose partner perishes, and she falls for a younger man who cares for plants, and
a botanist?
No. With a hoe and trimmer,
a plant manager, a plant technician.
He reads
a vegetarian.
He reads book by Thoreau about nature, and is
you can say A.
Walden?
Yes.
He reads book by Thoreau.
He is for himself.
I don't know that movie.
Community not
Never
accept
heard of it.
him.
I'm trying to think of the most recent movie I saw.
Me as well. Yeah.
On the sky ship coming back to New York. I saw yeah. I saw a comedy horror movie that was a second part to a famous comedy horror movie starring Mike Keaton. Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yes, that is the one.
What were your thoughts?
It was fun. I think the story was a bit too twisty with too many parts, but the performances were fun, and it was what I wanted out of it.
The weird lengths that they went to both include but exclude Jeffrey Jones.
Was Jeffrey Jones
the
dad who died?
Body.
So,
What's
okay, maybe
thing
not
with that?
Not everyone knows it. He was arrested or indicted or accused of some kind of like child porn thing or something.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
so
no.
Clearly they didn't want him in the movie. But why did they write his character such that he had to be in the movie? And what they could have just killed him.
It was up to them.
I enjoy that they did a stop motion where his top half is eaten so they could include him.
But it was
strange.
It was almost like it was some sort of vendetta that, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It was strange. It was a very strange choice.
Did he have a contract that he had to be included in any future iteration?
Can happen.
I don't know.
Well,
but he
also, Alec B was not present for not similar, but for
that was.
You think that was a money?
Yeah, I don't think they could have gotten him.
Yeah, I mean,
the Jeffrey Jones thing was just distracting because I knew I was like, well, there's no way he's going to be in this movie. And I was like, well, they could have replaced that role with any other character.
Yeah, there's a universe.
Yeah.
Here the criticism I've heard of it, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I wasn't expecting to. Did I need to slap myself? No. Oh, just there. But it was definitely too attached to original, plus so much new stuff simultaneously, overstuff.
Yeah, overstuffed is for sure. It was, there's a bride, scary monster person. Also, and there is...
We heard the L, Valerie.
Yeah. And, too many things to make the story
finish.
Make the story overstuffed.
Did Harry Belafonte's music appear? Okay.
Yes.
Damn it!
Yeah, they did a weird combination of like mapping a lot of things.
Yeah, they tried to take a great number of the things from the first one.
Okay.
Can I say this? Speaking of Thoreau, Justin Thoreau in Beetlejuice, pretty funny.
Wait,
I enjoy therapy parody.
Just
he was
that part.
He was Winona Ryder's
yeah, that douche.
boyfriend.
This has the same tentative energy as all of the chats on this recording show should.
We are going to close with the rule still present. This has been Oops All segments. Thank you so much, Kareem and Valerie, for coming on. Is there anything you wish to plug?
Yes.
I am producing a show, a music improv show in New York, January 4th at 10:30 p.m. and it is in fact inspired by a show I did in Winnipeg. So it's a Broadway Showdown. Directors have a vision for a music theater show they want to see, and the audience votes on their favorites. And if you are in New York,
great,
come see it at the Magnet.
That sounds, damn it, fun.
PGraph wrote a book,
mm-hmm.
and this is the book. It's called Do It Now, and it's about narrative improv, and that sentence did not have any U's in it. Also, PGraph plays every week on the day that comes after Wednesday. in the capital of Texas City.
Thursday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Send me the links for your performance, Valerie, and I'll put it in the text space underneath the player.
Got it. Yeah. The show notes.
Yeah. As well as a link to the website where you can buy that reading material. Check out Club Soda Make-em-ups.
That had an O.
Oh, how did I forget that?
So
look, okay. Club Soda Improv is going to do a show at the Gas Station Arts Center.
It's my Taboo score.
December 6th. No. Oh God. December 28th. At 8 p.m. Tickets are available at a link in the description. Ow! Ow!
We never said it had to be that hard. You can check me out at season 1 sketch. Next show is January 16th. Thank you so much to our guests, Valerie Ward and Kareem Badr.
Oh, thank you very much, folks. And this has been another episode of